Coach Swinney, as always. He'll have some opening comments before we open to questions in the room, and then finishing up with questions via Zoom. So, Coach, whenever you're ready, take it away.
All right. Well, first of all, it's you hate for anybody to lose a game like that. That was an unbelievable college football game. Two teams that fought with every ounce of everything they had. That's what a top 15 matchup should look like, especially on the road. Hey, they were the Atlantic Division champs last year for a reason. And I knew it wasn't going to be easy. I told our guys better prepare for come down the last play. But one of the things we say at Clemson all the time is Clemson football 60 minutes or as long as it takes to finish. And, last year we came up short on a double overtime game. So to be able to come on the road and win, and not only that, for the offense to have to be the catalyst, to have to really carry the load. It's been a while. It reminds me, of our 16 team where every game seemed like it was like 52-40. Every game seemed like it came down to an onside kick or something. And I think we grew up in a lot of areas tonight for sure, especially offensively. You hate games like that, but sometimes you need a game like that to really solidify your confidence and your belief. And especially coming off a year like we had last year where we couldn't hardly, score 21 points. And, so unbelievable game again. Nobody really deserved to lose the game. Wake Forest, that is a savvy, veteran, tough football team. And there's nobody in the business that I respect more than Coach Clausen. Those guys have to get down 14-0. It shows you what they're made of. For our guys to get down on the road, time and time again, and to continue to battle. And then in the overtime, to have to answer. I think you saw the heart of our team. A lot of football character, as I like to say tonight. So a lot to correct, but, a lot more fun to correct it, coming off the win, certainly than not getting it done. But I'm proud of our team. We did not we didn't win the division or anything like that, but we stayed in control and doesn't get any easier. Got another top 10 matchup next week. Be another tough battle, as they all will be. But the name of the game is to find a way to win, and we did that tonight, and that's progress from last year. So I'm proud of that. It takes a lot of mental toughness and a lot of focus to win on the road, and you saw a lot of mental toughness from our group tonight. So just proud of them. It was an awesome win. And, offensively, DJ was amazing. You just continue to see who he is. And I'm really, really proud of him. 16 of 23 on third down that's the most conversions in the history of Clemson football. A lot of big plays, receivers making plays, tight ends making plays, Shipley, another 100-yard game. DJ making plays. Those kids just kept hanging in there, kept battling, kept believing. And, again, sometimes you need a game like that to really, truly reach your potential. 6 of 6 in the red zone again. Just really, really proud of the guys. Again, a lot of guys made a lot of plays. We did not turn the ball over. And if we turned the ball over, we probably don't win the game. That probably was the difference in the game because we had 120 yards of penalties. And in fact, I asked Tim, I don't know if I've ever had a game 120 yards penalties. He quickly said, 140 against Ohio State in the 2014 Orange Bowl. They all remember that one. Remember, it came down to the last play, Taj threw the pick right at the end, and then Stephon got it right back. Ironically, both of those guys are now on our staff. So the crazy thing is we won both of those games. So really, really fortunate to win a game where you have 120 yards of penalties. Just really disappointed in that. But, hey, we found a way there. Special teams, awesome BT Potter, 52-yarder. I'm sure there was a lot of people probably questioning me there, 4th and 4, when we really weren't stopping them well and you're down 3 and you're on the road. But, I got BT Potter, and I watch him in practice every day. And I think he's the best kicker in the country. You go out there and don't flinch and make a 52-yarder. It was good. It was money. So you got to make kicks like that. And so I just think there's so many areas that we grew. And then defensively, it was ugly at one position, obviously. And the only good thing about the game is we gave up 6 touchdown passes. We didn't give up 7. That's the only good thing I can say. And they never quit, and they kept battling. They played one more play, and Big Nate came up with it right there at the end. So, oh my goodness, just a tough night, but we're fortunate to get the win. So I'm just really proud of our guys, proud of our staff for battling. You saw what our heart is, and appreciate our fans. Although we had a great crowd, I thought Wake Forest had an awesome crowd, great environment, and again, just a great college football game that we were very fortunate to win.
Coach, I think 33-7 now in one-score games since 2011, 63 straight wins when leading at halftime. How much does that say about just the mindset, the mentality, the confidence, the culture of the program, however you want to put it, but just the knowing that they're going to come up with one play to win?
Yeah, it's belief. I mean, it is culture. That's probably an overused word, I guess, but it is culture. That's what it is. I mean, what was it, 33-7? I mean, one-score games. But been a bunch of those ranked games, and a lot of playoff games and championship games, and a lot of big games. So it's culture. It's your off season. It's how you train. It's the belief that you recruit to, and it's the relationships. It's everything. It's ownership. So I mean, maybe if you're 5-2 or something, but you don't get lucky and be 33-7 in games like that. There's got to be something driving it. And we got good coaches, we got good players, we got a lot of character. And we have an instilled, unshakable belief in our DNA, and that's been incorporated for years now. And so I'm proud of them. I mean, it's not easy to ever win, and I know there's a lot of bad we put on, but neither team played great defensively, right? Both teams gave up a lot of big plays for sure, but we saw who we are tonight. And it's not always perfect, but to win a game like that, you can really grow from that. So I think just like any of those other games that we've had over the years, Syracuse 4th and 6, at home. We've had a bunch of them at Louisville. I mean, we had a lot of them, a lot of games where we've had to find a way to win a really tight game in the fourth quarter. But again, that speaks to everything that's a part of our program.
What was the defensive call on that last play? It allowed you to have your.
Yeah, we played Tampa 2.
Guys back.
We played Tampa 2, and Nate just sank. He just sank, and we're in a good spot there. And honestly, the safety probably picks it if Nate's not right there, but he just really sank underneath it. We made the one play that we needed to make. So that's the only thing that matters at this point. None of the rest of it matters, other than obviously we got a lot to teach and learn from, and really just really one position that really got us in a bind all night, and we just we didn't execute some calls. We busted on some cover twos. We didn't press bell like we're supposed to. I mean, there's just a lot of things that we gotta correct, and we can correct.
You said there was nobody in the business you respected more than Dave Cross.
Yeah.
Considering what he's built to make that game as competitive as it was, what do you respect the most?
Well, he's a great man of integrity, first of all, and I've spent a lot of time with him on a very personal level in a lot of difficult conversations and challenging conversations. And he's very unselfish. He's very unselfish. He's very loyal. He's passionate about what he does. I mean, he's a person of character and integrity, and he does an excellent job evaluating and developing. You saw a bunch of 6th-year guys, a bunch of 5th-year guys out here, tonight that have played a ton of football. And I mean, that quarterback, what a winner he is. So he's just a guy. You don't often get to spend the amount of time with someone in this business like I've been able to with him through COVID, through some subcommittee stuff that I've been a part of. And it's easy to see when you're running why they win and why they're so consistent. So he's a good man and heck of a football coach.
Dabo, were Bakuba, Sheridan, or Malcolm Green, were any of those guys close?
Yes, they were. And obviously we could have used somebody, but hopefully they'll be back.
Although obviously I think comes in variety of issues at corner, but any one or two main things in particular that felt like it's a recurring issue.
Yeah, I mean, letting them behind us, getting beat inside. When you play press bail, you stay on top of them. When you call cover two, and you play cover two, you don't float. I mean, but again, we played two freshmen out there. Fred hasn't really played a whole lot, honestly, so he's still a guy that's finding himself. Nate is going to compete. I thought we had a couple of tough calls that went against us, that gave them some momentum, but it is what it is. And, at the end of the day, we kept battling, and I love our guys, and we'll do a better job, getting that cleaned up. Mike Reed's as good as there is in the business. He's the same guy that's coached all them corners in national championship games. He's as good as there is, and I guarantee you he'll get it fixed.
DJ seemed to be in complete control.
Yep.
Is that how you saw him today?
Yep, and he's been that way, really. I mean, that's what I saw all summer, all camp. And that, as I said, going into the Georgia Tech game, I just need to see him doing under the lights. I needed to see him. How's he going to be when he makes a terrible throw or makes a bad decision, turns it over? Last year it kind of led to more of bad. And how's he going to handle that this year? And he had that little start of the first half there in the Georgia Tech game. It was like, oh man. And then, man, he just pushed through it, and he got better. And he got better in the Furman game, got better in the La Tech game. And so it's just awesome. I mean, he's a big, strong dude. He's so confident running the ball now. He's he looks like Taj out there. I mean, he's not Trevor or Deshaun running, but he looks a lot like Taj as far as that just toughness, that willingness, that fight with the ball in his hands to go get the first down, to extend plays. I mean, he threw a touchdown pass with, a couple guys hanging on him. Keeping his eyes up. I thought our protection was outstanding outside of a couple of spots. I think we ended up giving up one sack, but there were some plays out there where we had forever. And so I'm really pleased with that part of it. They did a good job later on. They did some stemming stuff that we'll have to do a little better job of. But a lot of good things. But man, it's just you just can't. I've never been happier for a guy. The kid deserves it, and that's who he is. I mean, that's the guy we recruited. That's who he was in high school. And all these people forget about him and have written him off. Like he's some terrible player. He's not. We weren't very good around him, and he got in a bad spot mentally. And it's so good to see him, where he is right now as an unquestioned leader and complete belief. And he's just kind of got his mojo back. And tonight was one of those games you hate games like this, but sometimes you need to win a game like that to really truly, believe, and I think reach your potential.
Dabo, DJ said that after the bowl game last year, he was so it meant so much to him that you said, like, that's my quarterback. He's our starting quarterback for next. Like, there was no wavering in your belief in him. How did you kind of go about trying to maintain his confidence through so much adversity that he's had to go through? And did you know in that moment, like, saying that was going to be maybe the thing that could be the springboard for him to turn things around this year?
No, I didn't know that, saying that in that moment. I just know who he is. I know what I see. I know how talented this kid is. I mean, this is not theory, it's not some pie in the sky. I've watched him, everybody in the country recruited this kid. He's a great football player who had a bad year, and nobody wants to hear all the reasons why. They just want to pile on DJ, and everybody wants a quarterback change, and everybody wants this and that. And, I just have belief in him, and I know who he is. I know his heart. And so it's easy. And so I just tried to counsel him. If he wasn't doing everything, it'd be different. If I didn't see his heart, his character, his will, his tough, his preparation, then that's different. But man, this kid, he deserves it. And listen, Kate Klubnik, he's as good as we've ever signed to Clemson. I mean, he is that good. That's how good he is. I mean, this kid is special. And, you know, for DJ to have to deal with all of that and all these distractions and all the drama and all the narratives out there, you know, you just can't be more proud of a guy. And again, 4 games don't make a season. We got a long way to go. But after 4 games, if you don't recognize this kid's special ability, then you're blind. And you just want something else to write about. This kid's special. So hopefully everybody can tear up all them articles that you've written, you know, or take some ownership for him at this point, because this kid deserves it. He's a winner. He is the unquestioned leader on this team. And I would never, as the head coach, you know, stand up for something like that if I didn't see it every day. He's got to go do it. And that's kind of where we were going into the Georgia Tech game. I mean, like, now let's see him go do it, right? You know, and a lot of stuff was rightfully there. But once that Georgia Tech game hit, I'm like, well, he's ready. And so, you know, again, and then after tonight, I don't think you can question this kid. I mean, he's locked in. He's locked in. He's blocked out all the noise. I always tell these guys, you know, external factors, you know, that they don't determine success. It's what's inside you that determines success. And he's made of the right stuff. And the challenges that he's had, the adversity he's been through, has made him better. It's made him tougher. It's made him stronger. It's made him fight more. And we're just better around him. I mean, a lot of guys making plays. Guys making plays. I mean, that's the name of the game. You know, you got to make plays in this game. I mean, it's just the way it is. It's a space game, and you got to make plays. And a bunch of guys making plays for him. He put the ball where it needed to be over and over and over again. Great decisions on 3rd down. And I thought Streeter did an awesome job, man. I'm super proud of Street and our whole offensive staff. They kept their poise. They did an amazing job. And, you know, again, a win like that can go a long way for us. And again, next week, man, it's going to be even another huge challenge. Now you're going to play another great defense, a top 10 matchup. There'll be another 4-quarter battle. But that's the way it is. That's the way football is. And if you're going to win the division and have a chance to win the league, you got to win games like this. And you got to show up every week and put everything you got into it. And I know this bunch will do that. So, you know, proud of, again, what we got done and happy for DJ.
Dabo, year after year, you jump on these guys and they fall apart. You jumped on them again today. What did that feel like at that moment? Yeah.
Well, I told our team, my exact words to them, we were up 14-0. I said, hey, listen, we got to handle the success. And I didn't think we did a good job of that. You know, I all of a sudden I felt like, and again, that's part of coaching and maturing, but I didn't think we handled the success very well. I thought all of a sudden just that edge kind of, you know, got up, you get up 14-0, and all of a sudden the edge isn't quite what it was when you started the game. And I told them that in the locker room. You know, again, this is a team that's not, and I told them last night, I said, hey, we get up 14-0. We get down 14-0. You got to handle the success. You got to handle the adversity. And we did not handle the success well. All right. Because this is a team that is incredibly experienced, big time veteran football team that is well coached and is the Atlantic champion. All right. So they're not going to flinch. They're going to keep battling. And so we did not put them away when I thought we had an opportunity, and give them credit for that. They kept attacking. They kept believing. And here we go. It's a shootout. You know, it was an offensive, again, not a lot of defense tonight, but it was an offensive shootout. And, you got to win games like that, right? Somebody's got to make a play. You know, it's tough. I mean, Alabama, they opened up at Texas, right? Came down to last play, you know, somewhere along the line, a great player makes a play. I mean, they had quarterback sack. He was better than their guy, and he made a play. Next thing you know, you win a game on the road. It's hard. It's hard. It's really, really hard to win, especially on the road. And again, it takes a lot of mental toughness to go do it. So, again, we grew up as a football team. We overcame a lot. We got a lot to correct, a lot to improve. But the name of the game is winning. And, you know, we lost some close games last year. We lost 10-3 to the national champion. And We lost in double overtime on the road on the last play. And, you know, and you win a game like this, hopefully I can help mature this bunch and help them reach their potential.
Wes said that late maybe gave up a little bit in run defense, but just to keep it safe.
We did, because I was about to go play corner. I mean, it was incredibly frustrating. But you know, we had to make some adjustments there. But we gave up a little bit. And with what they do, it's hard because now you kind of take your safeties out of it, and you know you're short a guy, and they're riding that thing into the A gap. So we did some good stuff, man. I thought the guys made some big plays down the stretch, and again we finished better than we played throughout the game. So you know that was good to see because again it takes a lot of mental toughness to overcome bad stuff.
Was there any thought of doing that earlier or any conversations?
Yeah, we tried on some things, but we didn't execute. Like I said, we had 1 3rd down, we got a cover 2 and our corner sinks all the way deep, and we just, freshman and he's seeing too much instead of doing his job, and if he just does his job, blow it up. It's a 2-yard gain. And so there's a lot that we gotta do a better job, but that's our responsibility.
Good to see multiple pass catchers, wide receivers, and tight ends get all today. What do you think? Like today, really inject some confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we love our guys. We see them at practice, and I know there's been a lot of narratives about young receivers. We got a bunch of inexperienced guys that grew up today. We don't have a bunch of guys that's played a lot of football. Bo Collins is a true sophomore. He's a true sophomore. Antonio's a true freshman. EJ is played really 1 year and a couple of games of football. Bo Collins has more snaps, I think, than Spector, who's on his 4th year here. He hadn't played in 2 years. Kid hadn't played. So, I mean, but we've seen it in practice. And got it, man. He made some big plays today. He really hadn't played outside of a handful of games since his freshman year. So yes, absolutely, they grew up. And then Brenny is a weapon, and being able to get him going. And then Davis Allen is one of those guys that he's open when he's covered. He's just a big body. He's long. He's strong. And when if there's one guy on him, he's wide open. And that's just the mentality that we have with him. So. It's good to see him. I thought we had a good plan. Again, I thought Street did an awesome job. Again, we didn't anticipate a game like this. So to be able to win a game like this and to respond and to get that experience as a staff, because we are a new staff in a lot of areas. And so it was a lot of growth that can come from it, for sure.
When this tight end so involved, is that something y'all saw on film y'all wanted to try to do, or is that kind of
just how the game went, and that as well. We know that 84 and 9 and 80 and 1 and 13 and 0 and 8. Those are all guys that can make plays. And so it's just game's about players, not plays. So just making sure that we're getting guys opportunities to touch the football, and just worked out tonight, and we had to throw it 41 times or something like that. So put the ball in the air a lot, and those guys are a huge part of what we need to do.
Were you expecting Dave to go for the 4th down final drive?
I wasn't. I wasn't. I mean, it's not like we were they weren't really stopping us, and we weren't stopping them. But at home, if you don't get that, you just saw BT Potter make a 52-yarder, right? Good from 60, and so we were playing a little cat and mouse right there. Timeout. Do I not use the timeout? I got one left, and 10-second runoff or not. And I kind of said, all right, I'm gonna use it and keep the time and see what happens here. And I didn't think I thought for sure they punted. I mean, again, if they've played so well, if you don't make a 4th and 4 or 5 or whatever it is there, you need just 10 yards, and you got a kicker that can beat you in regulation. So there may be people question that, but I thought he made the right call. I would have done the same thing with at home, course of the game, flow of the game. What his offense was able to do.
To see Brian come back after week, what was that like? 3 years?
Yeah, I'm proud of him. I didn't get to talk to his parents, but I saw him when we drove in on the bus. They were here, his family, sisters, and so, you know, I'm really glad they were here. And that's another reason nobody deserved to lose this game, but man, that's another reason I'm thankful that we were able to win it, because, you know, hopefully they can just, you know, have a little more joy tonight, you know, and have something to smile about and celebrate.
Do you think for a second in the regulation, you said 39 seconds, or you wanted to kind of run it there?
We were trying to score right there. You talking about? What are you talking about? Oh yeah, at the end. I thought you were talking about the half right there. I'm sorry. Right there at the end of the half, we were trying to decide. We were trying to score there, and we were managing the clock. If y'all remember that was about 30-something seconds, same thing. And I think we had 2 timeouts maybe. And what I didn't want to do was leave them enough time to go get points. So I was trying to kind of manage that, and we didn't make the third down conversion. So that's when we kicked the field goal. But and we didn't leave them a lot of time. So that was a positive. But yeah, right there at the end, it was all going to depend on where we got the ball. One thing we weren't going to do was field that ball. I didn't think it was worth the risk. I felt like at that point it was really just the risk reward. You know, let's just let it go. And then we had no timeouts, but you know, if we still maybe we pop one. You know, we popped a long one right out of the gate on a low inside zone. So, you know, it was definitely not. We didn't want to take a knee. It was worth taking a shot right there. And maybe if we pop it, get a first down, then maybe we take a shot, kick a long field goal with 2 seconds or something. But we were just trying to be smart.
Dabo, Coach Streeter and DJ and KJ all talked about belief and how big of a role that played in this game today. Could you talk about that belief and just how these players kind of believed and to be able to finish?
Yeah. So, you know, it's part of our foundation. I mean, you know, our foundation of our program is effort, it's toughness, it's physicality, it's a no quit attitude, it's discipline, and it's unshakable belief. It's belief when it don't make any sense, you know, and that's what we've talked about for 14 years. And no matter what anybody says, no matter what it looks like, you know, dream big, dream big. And that's how we started this program, and that's the way we are. It's really, truly the foundation of our program. And we've won a lot of games in 14 years because guys believe. You know, you have to have that. You have to believe in how you practice. You have to believe in your staff. You have to believe in each other. You have to believe in your plan. You know, whether it's the best plan or not, you got to believe it is. You got to believe you can make the play. You got to believe you can make the stop, you know, and we've had a lot of those over the years, a bunch of them. And you got to believe you can go with 2 minutes and 7 seconds down the field and beat Alabama for a national championship. You got to believe. You got to have unshakable belief, you know, so that's just a part of the DNA of our program.
Got time for about 2 more from Coach. Anybody in the room first? Anybody virtually?
Coach, Rob Gilchrist, WCRS, 1450 AM, 98.5 FM in Greenwood. Big game today, just went down to the wire and then some. What do you expect to see from your old friend Dave Dorn and the NC State Wolfpack when they come into town next Saturday, whenever that game may be? Another
well-coached team, another tough-minded team, just like this bunch tonight. I mean, you know, another hard-fought battle. I mean, this is, you know, NC State, same thing, another veteran team. They'll be another bunch of seniors, bunch of experienced guys on both sides, one of the best defenses in the country, one of the best quarterbacks in the country. You know, they got offensive linemen, they got skill, got some good football team, and a team that beat us last year. So it'll be another huge battle. I mean, they're a top 10 team, and they've earned that. So be another tough out.
Take one more for Coach, if anybody has one. Anybody in the room? All right, thank you, Coach. We're gonna turn this room around. This will be space for Coach to tape his TV show. So